Yo, my people, it's your boy, the Blue Studio. Please like the video. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello. Hello, hello. Hold on, guys. Okay. Hello, hello, can you guys hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, let's see, let's see. Okay, let me see. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm trying to fix my mic to know if you guys can hear me. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Yo, guys, like the vid, guys, like the vid, subscribe, smash the like button, guys, smash the like button, like the vid, guys, like the vid, subscribe, smash the like button, guys, like the vid, my people. So, apologies, guys, like for the past couple of weeks, since we won the club World Cup, it's been a little bit tough for me and my family. A lot has been going on, like in the background. But alhamdulillah, we're good now. We're good. Bismillah ar-Rahman. Alhamdulillah. So we're good right now. I'm fine. My families are fine. Everybody's fine around me. So it's very, very important. Like it's been God. We give God the glory. It's been really God. We thank God. We thank God. But before that, make sure you guys like the vid, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It's very, very important. Like that vid, my people. Like that vid. Subscribe. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Smash the like button, guys. Like the vid, guys. Like the vid. Like the vid, guys. Like the vid. So, guys, we have a lot to talk about. Noni Madueke being announced by Arsenal. Surely we're going to talk about that also too. We're also going to talk about Nicola Jackson's future. Where does he go? What's going on? I just saw the news like before I came to the stream. Is an agreement has been reached between Eintracht Frankfurt and Ugo Ekitike with Liverpool. 90 million plus add-ons has been agreed. So we're gonna talk about it also too. We're also gonna talk about Rogers and Xavi Simons. Like we're gonna talk about that too. What do people want? What do you guys think? Simons, Rogers, what do you guys prefer? What was it? I know my preference about it, but we're gonna talk about that. We're surely gonna talk about that. But before that, make sure you guys like the video, guys, and make sure you guys subscribe. Guys, how you guys feeling? It's been a beautiful weekend. Like it's not been a bad weekend, but how are you guys feeling? How you guys feeling? Are you guys really enjoying your weekend? Is the weekend really good for you guys? What are you guys feeling about your weekend and everything? I hope your weekend isn't a bad weekend. So what's your feeling about the weekend? For me, it's not been bad weekend for me though. It's been really good weekend. I really enjoy myself. It's not been a bad weekend, but how you guys feeling? How you guys feeling? So how you guys feeling? It's not been a bad weekend for me though. How you guys feeling? So, like I said, surely, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. But I want to start firstly with let's see. I want to start firstly with Noni because finally, Noni has finally moved to Arsenal. I've seen his Instagram post. I've seen everything he posted and everything. Yeah, all I can say is I wish him best of luck in terms of him leaving and going to Arsenal. And as I saw his Instagram post by saying he wants to win everything that he needed to. And I'm like, Noni, how is that possible? You want to win everything possible in Arsenal? I don't think that is possible because I don't even think Arsenal is a team that wants to win stuff. So you say he wants to win something with Arsenal is a bit weird for me because I don't think Arsenal is a club that wants to win stuff. So I'm not sure of that one. I'm not sure of it, man. I'm not sure of it. So I'm not sure of it, man. I'm not really sure. But again, what I'm gonna say is it's very, very important. It is what is important. It's key because it's gone now. And I will say everybody knows my mind about Noni. Like I'm not a big fan of Noni because I don't think, like I said already, I think there's a talent in Noni, but my problem with Noni is it's all about because everybody talk about player having attitude and having attitude that yes, every player can have an attitude, but I don't think Noni is not a superstar for me. He's just a player. So the way he behaves sometimes on the pitch, he behaves as a superstar for me, which I don't believe he is a superstar. For me, I don't think he's a superstar. He is a good player, no doubt about it. I don't doubt his ability. I do not. But superstar, I don't think he's a superstar. For me, I don't think so. He's a talent. None is a talent. I know that for fact. I know that for fact because we know how good of a player he is in the common talent, but being a superstar, that I'm not sure of. But it's surely a talent. It's a talent that I'm sure of because we can see it. We know that. We know. We know that for fact. He's a talent, but superstar, I'm not sure. So him go to Arsenal is good for his future and his career. Now the question I boil down to, like I've always said, I've said it from day one, and I will keep saying it again. Is Arsenal buying a player of non-Madueke to put him on the bench or to compete? What are you doing with him? That's the question I need to ask Ateta. Are you buying only to put him on the bench, or are you buying only to compete? Like, what are you doing with him? So, because if you're gonna buy a caliber player like Noni, you have to at least have a plan for him to actually be part of the squad. So, it's gonna be a player where you're gonna be like, okay, I want to buy this player just for what? Is it for buying sake or for what? So there must be a plan for Noni. So that's very, very important. There must be a plan for him. What's the plan? That's my question. That's the question I'm asking. What's the plan? What's For me, every player wants to play so they can be able to meet up for the World Cup. So it's very, very important to like at least give some players some other put it, give players opportunity to play. So it's gonna be very interesting with Noni because it depends like what does how does Atata wants to play in. That's the key because like I said already, is very every manager is very very loyal for me, very very loyal to their players. Every manager does it. Pep does it. Chelsea does it. So every player does it, man. They are very very loyal, very very loyal, very very loyal to their what's called to their team. They know exactly what they want. They know who they want to buy and everything. They're very very loyal to their team. Every player does it. They are very very loyal. So it depends on what's called. It depends on how Noni how what's called it depends on how Ateta wants to play Noni. But again, it depends. Does he do it with like Manchester City did when they won the what is it, Centurion or the treble winning when they play Sane on the right and I believe Mahrez on the Sane on the left, Mahrez on the right. So maybe it's that way. Maybe that way. It's possible that way. It is possible that way, but again, it's not really good on the left wing. I don't think so. It's good on the right, guys. It's good on the right because it can actually cut in and kind of shoot. Like it's very direct on the right, very very direct on the right. But I'm not sure on the left because on the left sometimes you'll have to possibly cut in on the like on his favorite right foot, which sometimes might be a little bit awkward. But the boy has a talent. I know that for fact. He has talent. I know that for fact. He has talent. So it's all about now how can he maximize his talent to make it work? That's the key. There's talent in it. He has talent. But the question now boils down to how does he maximize the talent to make it work? That's the big question because the World Cup is coming up in June next year, and it's gonna be a jam-packed summer for me because when the season now I have to check the schedule for the Champions League final because I think that will determine how far the team can go because the final is gonna be in Puskas Arena and after that after the final is gonna be in Puskas. The players will have how many days rest like some I don't know how many days rest they're gonna have. It's gonna have a lot of like days rest and everything before the World Cup starts in June. And again, you have to travel to America again. It's a complicated situation for all the players because they have to be in America after the stuff. They still have to travel to America. Not just travel to America. At least they have to like at least be in good shape, be informed to be able to play. It's very very important. They have to play for their new club. So it's a very dicey situation for majority of clubs. But I think clubs should be fine though. Guys, clubs should be fine. So they should be fine though. It's not a big problem. They should be fine. So it's all about for me. It's all about how do I put it? It's all about momentum for me and how many players will be ready and everything. It's all about momentum for me. It's very key. For me, momentum is very very key because players wants to play football. And if players wants to play football for me, players wants to really play football. And you can understand why players wants to play football because they want to have that rhythm and that form. So by the time the World Cup comes in, they will be ready. They will be ready to go and everything. And again, like I said again, players are humans also. Sometimes a lot of stuff needs to be compromised for you to be able to at least work. But what I'm gonna say is, I think the talent in Noni. It now depends on how is it being maximized. That's the key. How how is it being maximized is the key. Guys like the Vegas, how is it being maximized is the key. It's the key for me. It's the key for me because I want to see where Ateta plays in for me, for me to be able to judge, Ateta and Noni for me. If they bought Noni, what they buying on the left wing? I don't think they buy Rodrigo because that's an expensive money. And again, does Rodrigo really want to leave? Because I remember NK saying the same thing that he's not sure either Rodrigo wants to leave. He said he's not sure. So Does Rodrigo want to really leave? So I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. So does Rodrigo want to leave? That's the question we are asking. I don't have an answer for. Does he want to leave? I'm not sure. So we have to wait and see if Rodrigo truly want to leave. And that's the question. If Rodrigo wants to leave, how much? Because Madrid are saying 100 million. Yes, 100 million. But will Arsenal really spend 100 million on Rodrigo? I doubt it though. I really, really doubt it. I do doubt it. Will they? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they do spend 100 million on Rodrigo. But again, that's how much Madrid wants. That's how much Madrid want for what's called for Rodrigo. So if they buy Rodrigo with Gokeres coming in, that's a force. But again, we have to wait and see to see what happens there because the moment right now, the level of spending, especially in the APL right now, is very, very scary. The level of spending is very, very scary. So a lot of clubs are spending money because they want to win. And I'll say it again. The repercussion of Chelsea winning the Club World Cup has literally just forced a lot of clubs and I'll say it again. Chelsea winning the Club World Cup has forced a lot of clubs and because now they know, okay, this club won the Club World Cup now for the next 4 years. We're not gonna hear, we're not gonna sleep, we're not gonna listen. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see what's called how far teams can go. But what I'm gonna say is very, very simple. What I'm gonna say is I want to see what Ateta does with Noni. I want to see what he does with Noni because I listened to what Noni said in terms of him winning trophy. I'm like, I'm not sure of that one. That I'm not sure of. Winning trophy with Arsenal, I'm not sure, but he can also improve as a player because he can become even much better player for Arsenal because I think Ateta will coach him. That's what I know. That I know that for a fact. Mikel will coach him. For how long is he gonna coach him till? I don't know. But Mikel will coach him. That I'm sure of. Ateta will coach him. He will really, really coach him though. He will. He will coach him and make him like more. It will make him more important and feel welcome in the club. It is important for you to make a player feel more important and more welcome it's very, very important. When a player feel more welcome and important, it makes them want to kind of play much better. It's key though. It is very, very key. It is key. It is key. So it's key. It's key for me though. I think the key in this for me is Mikel. How does he use him? So how does he use him? How does he use him? But let's see how it goes in terms of the where the non play and where does it go. So I think especially this year what's called this year's league, especially this league season is gonna be very, very brutal and complicated because it's gonna be very complicated and interesting because and reason is because a lot of club wants to win, especially the way Liverpool is. We're gonna come to them because they have been spending as if it's like a fever mode. The way Liverpool are spending money, it's like as if they are playing FIFA. That's how they are spending money. That's how they're spending money. That's how they're spending money. Like they are playing FIFA. But credit to them though, they've reserved their money a lot for them to be able to say, okay, we don't care. We don't care about what people say. We don't care. But yes, credit to them. Credit to them. They're really behaving as a big club. Credit to them. So with Noni, I wish him good luck in his new club and I wish him best of luck. Whatever he decides, best of luck to him. Best of luck to him. Best of luck to his family and everything. I wish him best of luck. So whatever he wants to do, best of luck to him. All I can say is success. We're gonna see how far he can go in terms of his improvement as a player. How far can he go? What is his ceiling? We're gonna see. Under Mikel, we'll see. But there's a player in it. For me, there's a player in it. There's a player. There's a player in it. It's all about can he do it consistently? I'm not sure. But there is a player in it. There is a player. There is a player. We'll see. So I want to touch a little bit on Nicola Jackson for me. because with Nicolas, I've started my mind out already with Nicolas Jackson. I've started from day one. Clearly, we sell him, and I think it depends on how much club are willing to buy him out. A lot of Premier League clubs want him, and I think La Liga clubs want him also too. So it depends on. I think Villa wants him. I think if Villa sell Ole Watkins, Villa will buy. They will buy Nicolas Jackson, but at the moment they have not sell. They have not sell. What's called. They haven't even sell Ole. And again, at United are also monitoring him. The question remains: how much does Chelsea wants to sell Nicolas Jackson? How much? How much? That's the question. How much? Because the amount I'm hearing online in terms of that amount of money is big. But again, can team really pay that amount of money? I'm not sure. We have to wait and see how much Chelsea are really willing. How much Chelsea are willing to how much Chelsea are willing to accept for Nicolas? How much? How much? I don't know. It's a very difficult situation. A very difficult situation to analyze because I don't know how much Chelsea are willing. Maybe 70, 80. The question of if, okay, let's say United are interested in him, is United willing to pay that amount of money for him? I don't know. Maybe 60 plus 10. Maybe Chelsea will come into the table and say, okay, we'll accept 60 plus 10. Maybe it's possible. Maybe Chelsea will accept 60 plus 10, maybe 70 plus 10, 75 plus 5, maybe. But I don't think Chelsea will accept 50 million for him. I don't think it's not possible. I do not think so. 60 million, I don't think they will accept 60 million. Maybe 60 plus 10 to make it 70 or 60 plus, maybe 70 plus 10. Maybe. 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 Maybe something like that. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that because maybe something like that. I don't know. It depends. Maybe it depends though. It depends. It depends on that aspect because how much is Chelsea willing to accept for him is the key. We'll have to wait and see how much Chelsea are willing to accept for him. 70 plus 10. But I think it will get sold. How much? That I don't know. It will get sold. The briefing that about there, for me, it will get sold. The question I brought down to how much? Maybe 70 plus 10. But again, the question about will United be able to pay that because before they be able to pay Brian and Bournemouth, it take them almost 2-3 months before they can even cough off the money. That's Brentford. With Chelsea, know you have the money, you pay Matiscona that amount of money. Surely you pay the Mbama 71. You must be able to have that money to be able to pay for Nicolas. And I'll say it again. I don't think Chelsea will accept 50 plus. I don't think so. Never. For Jackson, no. Especially the amount of money Ekitike is going for. Ekitike is 23. And Liverpool are paying 90 million plus for Ugo Ekitike. And you expect Chelsea to accept 50 plus 10. I doubt it if Chelsea is going to accept that. I doubt it. I really, really doubt it if it's going to accept that. But we have to wait and see how much Chelsea will accept. How much are they going to accept for the club who wants to buy him? How much? How much? From how much? So it's a complicated situation to be at, but it will get sold because they will sell him. They will. My problem also with Nicolas is it's like Noni for me. Nicolas has talent, he has everything, he has the ability, but again, goal scoring is the problem. It's not clinical enough. It's not clinical enough. So are you gonna rely on him to be able to be the guy that can take you forward, going forward? I doubt it. I do doubt it.
How you guys doing?
He has all the attributes,
What's up? What's up?
but it's not clinical enough. That's the fear. Not that you have Joao Pedro, there's the lab there who can actually give you goals also too. It's better for you to just let go of both Noni and Jackson and plan for a different transfer. That's the key. Hey, big up to you. Big up.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Hey, Cole, how you doing?
Yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Big up to you. Give me your take on the Noni to Arsenal and also before we talk about Jackson.
I actually think that he would have been a really good squad player to still have in the Chelsea team. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a bit of a loss because I feel that on Noni's really good day, like he's probably one of the best wingers in the Premier League. We saw what he did in the I believe it was the Betis. I think Betis game. He was pretty good there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also on the lead up to the final, he was also very crucial in the full the previous stages in the Club World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the reason for Noni Madueke necessarily leaving Chelsea was more so of the the con the friendship and the relationship between him and Cole Palmer is just not as good and it's not existent. I remember when I think they played, who was it? Was it Everton or something like that? Where I think you played Everton, you scored them like 7-3, and you could just see the disunity amongst themselves. You could see how they're not really together as one. You get what I'm trying to say? And there's really no chemistry between those two. Um, my problem with Madueke, and I think it's just that his decision making at times is left to be a lot to be desired. At
Mm-hmm.
times, he at times his attitude can also, really tell in this game. If he's not really, let's say if his confidence is low, he's not gonna perform to the highest. I kind of linking him to these type of certain players where if their confidence and their attitude is not high, they're not gonna give you the best of them themselves. But I do think that and this is my question about this move is why not go to Newcastle? You know, I just feel that if you went to a team like Newcastle where
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna I mean, obviously, we all know Alexander Isak. I think he's about to leave.
No, it will
Um,
stay. It's gonna stay.
oh, he's gonna stay. That's what you think?
Yeah, because Liverpool just agreed to buy Ekitike for 100 million. So Isaac is not.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So you have Alexander Isak there. You have, I believe, the guy's
Elanga.
name is Alanga, who just came in. You have Gordon. There's so many good players in that Newcastle team. I think Newcastle could have done with the Noni Madueke because he would have added much more depth into their side, especially on the wing areas, right? Where yes, they have I believe it's Harvey something and Gordon,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good to have those players, but they just aren't as impactful as let's say a Madueke who in big games can really show up. Um
Mm-hmm.
so and the problem with Madueke is he's not consistent. With him going to Arsenal, I mean, so are we saying that he's the like for like replacement for Bukayo Saka so that when Bukayo Saka needs rest, he comes in and plays? I mean,
But the
I just
question is, are you buying a 52 million player to be a backup to Saka? It doesn't make
that
sense.
is that is I think that is the problem there. If you're gonna buy him to be a backup to Bukayo Saka, then you're better off. Why then they were better off of buying a better winger who's much more younger, who can give you more years in you, and also who is willing to be a backup to Saka. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the main issue with Arsenal, I feel, has always been the midfielder that you know can can make that passing that can make that killer pass and break in between the lines. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And they got that in Zubimendi now because Zubimendi will solve that issue. Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, they weren't really midfielders who could make that killer pass to break through the lines. Um with Gyökeres, I'm sorry, man. He's just not it. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's good for. I think if you went to a bigger club than Arsenal, it will make a lot of sense. But I just feel that Sesko makes much more sense for Arsenal than let's say a Gyökeres would, especially with knowing Arsenal, they're a very good set piece team and they're very good in the dead ball situations. I would really, really think that Sesko would have made a lot more sense for a team like Arsenal to go for. I think Gyökeres could do with maybe a Manchester United because he Amorim. We all know Amorim was with him in Sporting Lisbon. He has a relationship with him. I think it would make a lot more sense for Gyökeres to go to United than to Arsenal. And I still feel like there's a possibility around that happening. I still feel like Gyökeres is very likely that he could go to United. Um, but all in all, and then also maybe the thing about City and my club is just that I won't even say I'm just saying City is that I think I think we could have done with a new center back. I think we need to go for a new center back. And the reason why I'm saying this is, Ruben Diaz, I look at Ruben Diaz, he's a leader, and I think that's what we need, yes. But we need a defender who's going to partner up with Ruben Diaz, who's going to be able to sit back and also do the dirty defensive work and know how to defend fast attackers and win those physical duels. Because I think that's probably been our problem last season where we lost a lot of the physical duels. We lost a lot of the aerial duels. We're losing a lot of 1v1 battles with fast attackers. And every single time you see, let's say the opponents, they make like two or three passes and they cut through our midfield, is
Mhm.
guaranteed to be a goal because our defenders are so slow to react to um the transition. You
So I
understand?
wouldn't get into it now. When the time comes, we'll talk
Okay.
much about it.
Okay.
But with regards to Noni and them, with Jackson now, do you think United is gonna because Chelsea wants to sell Jackson as much as the briefing is about we want to keep him and everything? I don't think United spend 100 million on him. Maybe the max they can spend is 60, 65, which is fair. I don't think they spend a lot of money on him.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think for Nicholas Jackson, the problem with him is more so of his awareness. Um, and I just don't think I think Chelsea were so quick to sign a player that I felt it's not is a good player in terms of in certain games he shows up. But again, he was never going to, he had potential to become the next Drogba or so forth, but it just, you could see that like those mistakes he made, getting the red card against Flamengo, getting red cards in the Premier League and so forth, it's really tarnished his image in Chelsea. Even after they won against PSG, he was even fighting against the PSG team. I just think that it's time for Nicholas Jackson, and for me personally, I would take him back to Spain. I don't think United would be a good club for him. I think he's gonna just add up to more of the toxicity that is in United, in that the players are very how do you say this? Not able to follow instructions. Like for example, Amarim, a coach coming to United, you would think that these players would be, willing to buy into his ideas, but you could see there's a lot of problems going on in United, especially not only in on the pitch, but also outside of the pitch.
Mhm.
I I want to say this about United, and I think this is my thing about United is that um I get it that you bought Mimbuemo, I get it that you bought Cunha and so forth, but I still feel like they're still not solving their root problem, which is conceding goals. If you look at all the Champions League winners, if you look at all the teams, even Chelsea won the Club World Cup. What made them win the Club World Cup is the defense and the goalkeeper. So if the goalkeeper and Onana is making mistakes and he is you know is really not the he isn't living up to the potential, then you have to find something better. I think the problem with Onana has been his footwork, his positioning. Um, he's just really poor in shot stopping. And I kind of liken his situation to a bit of Neuer and Ederson, where they've passed their prime. And I think that's the same thing with Onana. I think Onana, I won't say Onana has passed his prime, but I just think that Onana should have stayed in Italy if I was personally him. I think Inter Milan was the perfect club for him. I think that if you went to a final with Inter Milan, then I it makes sense for him for me if I was Onana to go back to Inter. Um, but yeah, Nicholas Jackson would add toxicity to this United team. And then also, Emiliano Martinez would be an amazing signing for United because
But
the problem with United right now is they don't
mhm.
have a goalkeeper who's good at reflexes and shot stopping, and they don't have a goalkeeper who's good at positioning in the aerial duels and those type of things. They don't have that. So, yeah.
but again, with Nicolas, my problem with Nicolas is not even about his talent. I know he has the ability and everything. My problem with Nicolas is a striker instinct. Because as a striker, you need to have that instinct of, okay, I know where the post is. I know how to position myself. I'm gonna be there to actually score the goals. Nicolas doesn't have that instinct of a striker. And I'll say it again. Will United be able to pay what Chelsea want? I don't know, because it took them almost 3 months for them to be able to even pay for Brian and Buemo for the
Right.
amount of money Brentford wants. Will they
Yeah.
be able to pay what Chelsea want? I doubt it, because what Chelsea want exactly is different than what people are, what the TL are saying online is different. Will they be able to pay what Chelsea want? I doubt it, because Chelsea want a lot of money for Nicholas. They want 70 plus add-ons, and I don't think United is going to be able to pay that. Chelsea will not accept 50 million for
Yeah.
Nicholas. They will not. They
Yeah.
won't. They
So do
won't.
you so what do you think what do you think is the best solution? He should go back to La Liga, or how do you see it?
My
I look
problem
at
My problem is in Chelsea. For me, it's already a third choice in Chelsea. Can he fight for its
Mhm.
chest? It's possible. For me, it's a third choice because Joao Pedro is already in. The lap is in, and I think because of the red card he's gotten recently, it's kind of changed the manager's mind. It's a third choice already for me. It's a third choice already. Now he wants to fight for his chest. It's gonna be difficult because you must have the mental fortitude to be able to at least fight for each other and be able to say, I'm gonna displace the lap and I'm gonna displace Joao Pedro, because especially Pedro is in form already, especially because he's been winning Club World Cup. The lap is a different profile of player. You can also, as a defender, okay, this one is different than Nicolas, because he's physical, he can bully you, he can enter your head. It's physical though. So the attribute of the lap is different than Nicolas. Is Nicolas really ready to fight for his chest? I don't think he wants to be a third choice. So the best case scenario is to sell him. Now the question that boils down to how much? That's the question. How much?
yeah, I think that's been the problem with the transfer market, especially. I don't think it's just I mean, I get what you're saying, in that clubs now are asking for a lot of money. You
Yep.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you I- and I keep telling a lot of football fans this: if you are let's say rooting for, let's say, um a club like AC Milan, Bayern Munich, all these well known clubs and so forth, I'm not saying historically they're not good, but you really look at it, where is their money coming from to go and pay, you understand, for these players? United is such a historic club. They shouldn't even be in this problem of paying for Nicholas Jackson if they wanted it. You understand what I'm saying? And I just don't get it. I just don't get how, you know, clubs are trying to get these players, but they still aren't willing to pay the full amount. For example, I'll ask you, you know this Mimbuemo deal from United, right? It took it started when, in was it June 2nd or something like that? And yesterday is when we heard that okay, they've finalized the deal. You understand? Barcelona, Marcus Rashford, you knew he was there. Just pay the money up front. That Marcus Rashford and Barcelona thing has been dragging on since even the Club World Cup started. You understand? Started, and still, and still, I just don't understand how you they cannot pay the money up front. Like, what is, a big club like Barcelona? I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think they should have been in this situation where if Nico Williams was asking for, I believe, was it 65 million or so? I forgot how much was Nico Williams asking for. Hello, Abdullahi. Hello, hello, Abdullahi.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I
So,
said how much did they pay for Nico Williams?
no, I think he has already signed for Atletico Madrid, though. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
know, but I'm saying, like, how much did they were Barcelona supposed to pay for him?
there was a buzz of trigger the release clause. I think 50 million pounds or 60 million euros, something like that. Between that.
Okay. So this and that is where it all comes down to. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying basically Marcus Rashford half of what, like, Nico Williams would have gotten. Why
Mm-hmm.
can't you spend that money? Why can't you spend 50 to 60 million? What is so hard about spending 50 to 60 million on Nico Williams, who will make your club established, who will make you guys settled in the wing area? Next season, you're going to a season where Rafinha, don't get me wrong, I think Rafinha is a big game moment winger. He's not consistent. He's not a winger who will always give you his best game, but he is a big game winger. You understand? But I'm looking at Nico Williams, who he's an assist winger. He's a playmaking winger. He's something that I feel Barca has been missing for years. You understand? And uh, I mean, let's see how really it goes. But I just really feel like, um, if you have the money as a club, just pay it off. Like, just pay it off. There's no need to be waiting, no need to debating or disputing. You want your club to become bigger. Why not do it? Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I want to quickly touch on the. Let's talk about it because Xavi Simon and Morgan Rogers, because when we look to like what's called a winger slash inside forward slash number 10, my big take was Mohamed Kudus, but Kudus went to Tottenham Hotspur. I'm like, okay, fair enough. It's
Mhm.
showing sport, and it went under a better manager who I kind of rate very highly though. Where's Thomas?
Thomas Frank.
Yes.
You rate
So
Thomas Frank?
yes, he's a very good manager. Yes.
Honestly, guys, I'm gonna say this, and I know a lot of people think I'm crazy. Do not be surprised if Spurs beat PSG in the Super Cup. I'm
It
just
is
saying.
possible. It is.
I'm just saying, because
It is.
like, I look at PSG's team. I'm not saying that they're not good or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, Spurs, they've done some really good business in the summer. Like, if they get Morgan Gibbs White added onto this team, and then now they got Kudus right now, they look
Mm-hmm.
pretty set. Vicario, remember Vicario was very consistent last season. You had Christian Romero, who I really rate as a defender, very good at well-timed tackles, very good at anticipating the opponent's movements and those type of things. So I'm really excited for that Super Cup. I don't know what date it is, but I'm making this big claim
It's in August.
in August, right? Yeah, I'm making
Mm.
this big claim. I think
So
Spurs is gonna do
we'll
that.
see. Your take on the Xavi Simon or Morgan Rogers to Chelsea. What's your take on that?
I think Simmons is overrated. I
Stop.
really,
I don't stop.
yeah.
So I don't think it's overrated. I don't think so.
I think he's overrated. I think people need to um really try to see it from the perspective that, you know, certain players just don't belong to play for a bigger club, you know. Um if I were him personally, I'd go to Bayern Munich. Um I think Bayern Munich would make much more sense for him in terms of the competition there isn't as big. And I just feel like with Xavi Simmons, the one thing that I've noticed is um he's very bad in decision making in high tempo matches, very poor in his he's very poor in using both feet. Um he does a lot of turnovers under pressure when sides like let's say the opponents are pressing him. And then also he's very weak in positioning and defensive transition. So sometimes also his shot selection, you know, is left to be desired. Sometimes instead of taking maybe a long shot, he decides to take a low shot, or sometimes he'll take a tight angle shot instead of taking the simple shot. I just don't think he's the right signing for Chelsea. I'll be honest with you. I do think that I'm gonna be really honest with you. I do think that Chelsea has they have a lot of good attacking players. I don't know why. You know, that's what I don't understand about Chelsea is like, is this for depth or is this for like starting
Uh,
level?
because especially because of the World Cup is coming up, and
Yeah.
the manager needs a different profile of players. We cannot sell Felix, we will sell Nkunku, we will sell, we already saw Noni, we're potentially about to sell Nicola Jackson. So you
Hmm.
will need the replacement because player will get injured, especially the EPL schedule and the Champions League is coming up, the World Cup is there. You will need to sell players because you have to replace players to be able to have enough squad depth and enough quality in the team. It's very, very important.
Hmm.
It's very, very so. Going for Simon or Morgan Rogers is not an issue for me. It's not. It's not an issue. But what I'm
Hmm.
gonna say is I'm a big fan of Moses Simon because I like that profile of player. I really like the profile of player. Yeah, Rogers is not bad because Rogers has proven in Aston Villa that he can do it. And under a manager like Una Emery, who I believe knows how to improve player, will really make him better. But Simons is not bad for me. It's not. It's not, man.
I'm gonna be honest, I rate Mason Rogers over Xavi Simmons, if I'm gonna be honest. Right.
Uh,
I mean, look, I have if one thing I always say is we talk about these players, right? What big game has Xavi Simmons really showed up in?
you can't really say for that though because yes,
Mhm.
it's Leipzig and Leipzig, so it's not that really big for me though.
No, no, no. But I mean, you're saying Leipzig is Leipzig, but I'm just saying like I'm uh, the thing about me is I judge players based off of, okay, your title rivals was who,
Mm-hmm.
Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so and Dortmund, and I need to measure how did you fare against those teams? How did you perform? Were you good against those teams? Were you bad against those teams? And if I can show that and I can prove that, then that means that if you didn't show anything and you were poor in those really big games where fans actually we the fans judge players based off of these big moments,
Mm-hmm.
then if you didn't do well, then I have to judge. You understand? I have to judge um
Mm-hmm.
you as a player because if you're going Premier. I'm gonna be honest. If he's coming to the Premier League, if he comes to Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
the Premier League right now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's like 20 good teams in the Premier League right now. If you really want to be honest with yourself, right now it's difficult because any team can win the Premier League. I I know people are saying, "Oh, Liverpool is there, Chelsea's there and so forth." But we saw what happened in the 15-16 season where Leicester won the league out of nowhere. You understand? So it's Premier League is a very there's a lot of teams that are fighting for top four, fighting to win the Premier League. It's not easy. And so for Xavi Simmons to come to Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna get exposed. I really do think he's gonna get I
I
don't
don't
think
think
that's the
so
right signing.
because I also think it's all about because there's talent in the boy. It's all about the environment and the coaching. I think that's gonna be the key. I don't think I tell people I don't think Villa will sell Morgan Rogers because I know Villa has a little bit of PSL issue where they have to rectify it. But I don't think they will sell Morgan Rogers because when Emery really like him, and he's a player that Emery relies on a lot. So I don't and again the amount of money Villa want for Rogers, it's going to be difficult for team to pay that. So play because of copyright, So I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, guys. I appreciate people for turning in. Thank like the base, guys. Like and subscribe, my people. Like and subscribe. Peace out. God bless my people. Stay safe. Thank you, guys.